Oh shit.
What's going on, man?
What's up, man? How you doing?
Low key pissed, man. You know, everything going on is fucking up the vibes, man.
Yeah, I can kind of tell from the tweets I've been seeing.
Yeah, man. Like people just saying some stupid shit, like, and it's just like, it's really irritating the fuck out of me. I'm gonna do this really quick, okay?
All right, no worries.
No. Yeah, it's a lot.
No, yeah.
It's a lot. There's a lot going on, man.
I mean, you know, 'cause I did want to get into that kind of conversation, but you know what? If you want to get into it right now, we can. If you want, we can maybe get into it a little later.
We can do whatever you want, whatever you feel, however you do it.
Well, you know, let's get out of the way right now, man, because you know, I don't want to make the rest of your information about yourself feel so tense without letting some kind of stress out. You know what I mean?
Yeah, man, because this shit is like, bro, like I was just telling my homie, like I'm telling him, like, he's saying, like, yo, if you go riot, man, they're going to shoot you. And it's like, bro, like, they're going to do it regardless. You know what I mean? Like, this shit's going to happen regardless. You know what I'm saying? I'm just, like, I was just trying to preach to him, like, bro, like, it's only so much that you can do. You can talk, and it's going to fall on deaf ears. You can protest peacefully, and it's just like people will ignore that shit and like go on with their days. You know what I mean? Like, but the moment people start blowing shit up, fucking shit up, then it's it's not the right thing to do. It's burning your own down. It's not. I'm like, nah, but see, that got your attention though. You see what I'm saying? Like, it got you talking about it before. You was ignoring that shit. Like, nah, so fuck that. Like, I'm with it. Burn all of that shit down. Fuck them cops up. That's what I'm on. Like, fuck all of that shit. Like, on some real shit. I'm not with for people dying and shit, but it's like, yo, sometimes I said, people respect what they can't disrespect, and that's the realest shit I've ever fucking heard in my life. I don't even know where I heard that from, but it's the realest shit. People, they do. They respect shit they can't disrespect. You won't, you know what I'm saying? So, fuck that. Like, I mean, it's a mind game, you know what I mean? Like, people scared of the police, but the police could be scared of us too, like, because they all human at the end of the day.
Well, I mean, that's why for myself is that, like, you know, I've had this conversation with a couple people when it comes to police officers, and it's like, you know, like, they need to have people that are going to be, that won't crack under pressure, you know what I'm saying? And I'm not saying that, like, that's the reason why, but it's like, you got to think common sense at the same time. I mean, there was no reason for, like specifically, you know, speaking about George, but it's like, there should have been no reason for them to just, you're already in handcuffs and laying down. Being, like, kneeling on the neck for longer than even, like, a couple seconds shouldn't even be a fucking option. I mean?
Yeah, like that shit made no sense. Like, and it's like, what, it was like 4 other cops on him as well?
And they just stood by. And, like, I just want to even tell some people, too, where, like, there's an incident where, you know, me and my cousins, we got into it with some people, and then my cousin just gave a one-hitter quitter, but, like, he, like, the guy's already snoring, staring into the sky, and my cousin is, like, welling on this dude still, and he's not, like, reacting to shit, so where I had to push my cousin off, because it's like, dude, like, I don't know what the fuck's going on, this ain't right.
Yeah, like, he's done.
And this guy was a fucking idiot that night, and he deserved his ass beat, but, like, he all he took was that one hit, and he wasn't even conscious after that.
Yeah, like, it's overkill after a while, you know what I mean? If somebody falls and you still stomping him and shit, it's like, all right, bro, like, that's excessive, you know what I mean? Like, and that shit, what they did to George it was excessive. Like, and it was just, like, that shit, like, when I seen it, I literally cried, bro. I'm like, damn, like, I thought about it, like, fuck, like, because usually, like, we've become so desensitized to that shit, like, but this time it just hit, like, damn, like, he's telling you, I can't breathe. You know what I mean? And, like, you still not just, like, you not even an inch, just a little bit, just knee is on his fucking throat. Like, come on, bro. Like, that shit. But it just lets me know, like, bro, like, we're not safe. We are not safe. Like, and I, like, it's sad, bro. Like, I read some shit on Twitter. It was like, what do I tell my son now? Like, George complied and still died. You know what I mean? It's like, fuck. Like, what do you do? I get scared every time I encounter a police, like cop, whatever. You know what I mean? So,
like, as for myself, you know, like, I'm actually Mexican. I look white though, but on top.
I was gonna ask you. I was like, what are you, bro?
Yeah.
I feel like I've seen you before. before. Like I've met you somewhere.
Well, I mean, like we happen to get in contact through the homie Tyler, Truth.
And you know Randall?
Yeah, I know who that is.
Okay, yeah, because I think Truth is Randall's homie, so like I feel like I've seen you in that realm before.
Yeah. Well, I've been to a couple Truth shows before. You know what I mean? And we went to high school together and shit too. So, yeah.
Okay, yeah. I was like, hold on, I feel like I've seen you before, like at a backyard event. I don't know,
shit,
like
possibly,
years
man.
ago.
Who knows, dude? There's so many people out there that I'm like, wow, it's crazy. I mean, like, for instance, like, it was crazy enough to even know that you guys even knew each other, because I interviewed Chewy for, like, the first person I ever interviewed was Chewy. Know what I'm saying? Oh, shit. All right, we're not gonna do some no negative talk right now at the very moment, man.
No. I was gonna tell you, like, I don't even really want to speak much about them, but I will give you like a backdrop on them. But I don't want my energy is nowhere near them niggas. Like, you know what I mean? Like, I don't like. But long story short, I don't fuck with them niggas. Like, I don't like. And it's crazy because you had said something like, oh, I've been like fucking with him since nothing at all. And I'm like fuck, like, you know what I mean? But
yeah,
that's
well, I mean,
within itself.
Like, I'm gonna compliment you on that song first before we get back into the last topic. But it's like, you did a good storytelling track. You know what I mean? You had a good storytelling verse, and that's what I loved about that song as well. You know what I mean?
I appreciate it, man. I really just find that track, like, I find my verse really trash, bro. Like, well, because like that song was like made in 2014, bro.
Yeah.
And like, I remember the session clear as day, bro. Like, I remember it because I was on my way to another session, and I had, like, it was just certain things that I just wanted in my verse that the engineer didn't do for me. Like, well, because I left, you know what I mean? I just went, laid my shit, and left. So, like, I really didn't, like, that's why if you listen to the song, like, it takes a minute for me to, like, start rapping.
Yeah.
It's like a little pause, but I was like, all right, whatever, but
yeah. Well, I mean, like,
it, man. I really do. Like, that shit, it means a lot, like, when people say that, because that's, like, one of the verses I just feel very ethereal. It's not my best work, you know what I mean?
Well, I mean, yeah, like, sometimes, simplicity kind of just sells as well, you know what I mean? And it's like, it fit the song, you know what I mean? And that's one thing I like. I can listen to the song all the way through and be chilling with it, you know what I mean?
Yeah, you're not just saying that because I'm on the phone, to turn my shit off when it gets
Oh, God. Don't even try to play me like that, man. I keep everything one hundo around here, bro.
If you was honest about it too, like, I feel like when I like it, like, if I hear it, like, but not all the time, if that makes sense.
No, I feel you on that, and that's understandable too. You know what I mean? Like, especially it's like since you're the one that was there in the making of it, so it's like, okay, you heard it enough.
Yeah, it's just I love the beat. Like, I loved it. Like, when I first heard like the skeleton of it, I was like, damn, this is hard. You know what I mean? And homie was like, oh, you gotta ask Chewy if you can get on it. So I was like really happy that they let me like get on that, because those soulful beats is like, those is like one of my favorites. You know what I mean? So that shit, it's just one of those bittersweet moments with that track. Like, it comes up a lot, but there's like.
I mean, like, you can't blame it though. I mean, like, it has like over 10 million plays, so I mean, you can't really fight that.
Yeah, like, let's see now, like, see, like, and that's where it's like bittersweet, because it's like, it is at a lot of views, it's on a lot of streams, like, and it's just one of them days, bro. It's like, damn, but I'm thankful that they let me get on this song. Like, I'm like really appreciative. Like, I still think that was like cool as fuck. But I don't really like, as far as like ever working with them dudes again, it'll never happen. Like, it'll just never happen. Like, I just like, it just, when you, music is like, bro, like, I feel like that shit is very like when it comes to music, doing, like, if I do something, I don't do a lot of music with people. Like, I don't. Like, I like it, like, if I do music with you, it's because I, like, really fuck with you. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
So, after the way they went about with that track, I'm like, I'm cool. Like, I'm kind of, and that's why, like, ever since I did that track with him, I kind of been, like, straight away from, like, features, because when the song was going up, bro, like, they kind of, like kind of try to like move away from me, like didn't want to give me like no light type shit, and that's how I was feeling because the song was going up, but I never really like. I don't like to attach myself to people like that, like you know what I mean, like because I feel like I felt like too when the song was going on, I'm like, well, that's good for them, you know what I mean, but like once it started going up, I'm like, damn, why don't they never like retweet it like if I'm in it, you know what I mean? Like, why don't they never, like, if my ad is in it, they won't retweet it or like it or nothing, you know what I mean? So I kind of felt a way about that. I'm like, damn, like, what did I do? You know what I mean? And, I just know one of them really well, so, and I'll talk to you about that, like, off camera, so, you know what I mean? So it's
yeah,
not like, you know what I mean?
That's like one thing, like, yeah, I don't mean to cut you off or nothing, man, but, you know, like, I'm not going to shit on Tui because, you know, like, he
No,
yeah.
I wouldn't want you to. No,
oh, okay,
like
good.
I said, I wouldn't want you to. Like, bro, like, Chewy's that nigga's tight. Like, he's a dope rapper. Like, he's dope. Like, I don't take nothing away from them dudes, like, at all, bro. Like, I've said this when I first met you. I'm like, oh, this nigga's dope. Like, he's tight. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, but as far as, when I say I don't fuck with them, it's like, as far as business.
For sure. Yeah, like, that's like one thing, too. Like, I decided to keep it, like, straightforward, but like everybody that I'm cool with as well, you know what I mean? So that's why I was like, I'm not gonna be like participating on that.
And I expect you to do that. That's some real nigga shit. You know what I mean? That's not no fucking playing both sides of the fence. I would never try to stray you away from somebody, or you know what I mean? Because you're not me. You know what I mean? We're different. So like I respect you being an individual. You know what I mean? That's tight.
Cool, man. Yeah.
A lot of people have their own fucking mind. So.
Yeah. Shit, man. So, to transition, man, you know, I'm gonna ask some basic questions because I didn't do enough research, honestly. I don't know if you have any interviews out there or anything like that, but.
No. I only have. I just removed my album off of Apple Music, but I got shit on SoundCloud. I'm working on an album right now. Like, it's just been like a process, and the album is called Process. So it's like I'm just kind of, bro. I've been out of it because of COVID. I don't want to just drop another album. Like, I don't want to drop the album, and I can't really do much with it.
Yeah.
With everything that's going on, like, I like the music I've been recording. I love it. You know what I mean? And I just don't want it to just be in this time frame.
Yeah.
That makes sense. I want it, like my music, I gotta experience life. I like to drive around with my music, and I want people to, like, feel the same way, too. Like, I want it to, you can live your life to it. You know what I mean? Not just, sit in the house, or he just dropped some new music. You know what I mean? Yeah.
No, I feel you. So, you know, before we transition to the process, you know, what can what's some like basic background information, you know, can we know, like where you're from and you know what got you into making music?
Oh, word. Okay, so I'm from Hawthorne, California. I got into rap. Well, like I got into rap, like, me wanted to be a rapper when I was, like, 8 years old, but, like, my family, like, my background, like, my uncles produced for Tupac, like, the biggest, like, big hits, like, Hail Mary, he produced those. My uncle found Bone Thugs, he produced for them, Crossroads, his name is DJ Unique, like you can Google him, like, you know what I mean? So I grew up around all of that. My grandma was a famous singer overseas, so I've been around the music my whole life, but I didn't start rapping, like recording music until like 2007. And a lot of people give me hell for not knowing like the Nas album or the Jay-Z. Like, I've never heard Reasonable Doubt. I've never heard what was it, Illmatic or something. Like, I've never heard shit like that. You know what I mean? Like,
even to today?
I didn't fuck with none of that shit as a kid. I was a kid, like, you know, I was a kid who still played video games, played with toys. I wasn't the hip-hopper, you know what I mean? Like, I wasn't on none of that shit. Like, my uncles was producing for Tupac. I didn't give a fuck about Tupac. I didn't give a fuck about Bone Thugs. I remember passing Bone Thugs, like, their demo out, bro, as a little kid, like, from my uncle and shit. And I was like, yo, like, and they like, oh, like, I remember the hype being around my uncle, like, damn, he produced Whoop You, like, you know what I mean? I remember going to the crib, the big-ass house and shit like that. But to me, I was oblivious to it. Like, yo, who are these guys? Like, you know what I mean? So rap didn't really hit me until, like, 50 Cent era.
I'm assuming that we're like around the same age because I'm 26 right now.
I'm 28. I'm 28.
Okay, so I think for like our generation at least, it's like that's our golden era. Like of course, like everyone can say that like the 94, 95 like time frame, like even up to 98 is like golden era for other people, but like for our age range, like that was what really set us to want us to listen to more of that music, such as like 50 Cent, Ja Rule, and Fabulous, Jadakiss, like all these people that are popping at that time.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So
Hell yeah. That was like 50 Cent. Like I have two favorite rappers, like and it's DMX and 50 Cent. DMX was like the first rapper that I ever was like, oh, I fuck with, like you're cool as fuck. Like, but 50 Cent was like, oh, I want to be just like you. I want to rap, like all of that shit. Like so. Those are like my godfathers of rap. It's not Pac and Biggie. Those two guys, like they had the most influence on my life. Game as well. They had the most influence on my life.
Then
Kanye West came. I only know about Kanye West through 50 Cent because September 11th they were going through that little shit in 2007.
They had a little battle.
Yeah, and that's how I got put on to Kanye. I knew Kanye's music a little bit, but I wasn't like in tune with him. So when 50 Cent kind of shined that light on him for me, I kind of ditched 50 Cent and went to the Kanye route. And then like listening to Kanye, I kind of just found myself as an artist. But on top of that, like I can't say Kanye just did it. Like I grew up with Tyler the Creator, bro. And Tyler the Creator was my very first producer ever. Like he made my first tracks, like my first real tracks, like on MySpace. And like working with him and just being around him a lot just kind of just showed me how to be myself and not give a fuck. You know what I mean? So so like 50 Cent, DMX, Kanye, and then Tyler. Like, those four people are like really just, they have a lot of influence on my life and how I do shit. So man. 2007, that was the first time I went to a studio. And outside of high school, from 2010 to now, like I haven't stopped, man. I just kept going. Like every year, drop some music, whether it's like a project or just a few songs. Like I've never missed a beat. Like I've never just like stopped completely. You know what I mean? Like I never, like I'm like, and another thing too is like I'm not one of those rappers who can let like months go by without recording, bro. I have to record something. Like I like to not stay rusty. You know what I mean? Like it's like, nah, bro. Like I can, like, you know what I mean? Don't get it twisted because I'm not dropping shit. I have a lot of tracks, bro. It's just not the current moment with this shit going on right now. So I'm just like, I'm just waiting. I'm like, bro, I have so much music. I'm just waiting on the right situation to, not even the situation, but an opportunity to present itself for me to, you know what I mean? For me to want to drop.
Yeah, I also feel like you can also create your own opportunities as well.
Of course, that's what I mean by waiting on the opportunity, like to create one. I'm waiting. Yeah. I've been behind the scenes doing shit with like just nurturing relationships with people. So that's more so where I'm at with it. Like it's just, you know, finding the motion, because everybody, like a lot of like people that I know, they have like many labels behind them or sponsors and shit like that. I'm just one person, man. Yeah. So I'm trying to kick those doors down as much as I can, man, and trying to do it. Or I'm not gonna get blacklisted. You know what I mean? But certain shit, certain things, you just. Certain things I'm just not cool with. I just won't allow, like I just won't go for it. A lot of people will be, but I'm just like, at the same time, it's like integrity is everything too as well, man.
Yeah, and it's understandable, man. I mean, you know, coming from like doing so much research on just in hip hop in general, because I've been so invested with like learning about everything behind the scenes up to like face value type of stuff in the hip hop that what's it called? You do start realizing that there's a lot of like shadiness going on, like face value and not. And you know, to keep it true to yourself, sometimes it's worth not having the money. You know what I mean? But it's also like we have careers and we have people to feed as well. You know?
Yeah, it's just like a lot of people don't understand like what really goes on behind the scenes, man. It's a lot of fucked up shit. Like a lot of things that a lot of people just don't talk about, and I understand why you don't talk about it, because if you do, like, you look bitter, you look like a hater, or you look like, shit just didn't work for you. You know what I mean? Like, but at the same time, only so much that like a human can take, man. And if you don't have any like real friends or real people around you to like build you up, lift you up, you're gonna have those meltdowns and shit like that. And I just, with me knowing that now, I kind of like my approach to things is like, okay, don't get mad at this person's ego, or don't get mad at, you know what I mean? Just charge it to the game. You know, I tried to, at least. It's easier said than done, you know what I mean? But
yeah,
I think if people just knew a little bit more, they would understand, you know what I mean? But
yeah.
It is what it is. Like, I knew what I signed up for, you know what I mean? I just didn't know. Like, you know, when people tell you, you just goes in one ear and out the other till it actually happens, you know? So
yeah, absolutely. I mean, like, I tell you this much, man. I mean, even with my own interview thing, like you'll meet those people that only want to take from you. You know what I mean? And it's like, I'm nowhere near like known like that. And I mean, like, I'm getting recognition, which is fucking great, but I'm not at a level to where people are gonna be like, you know, really wanting to get on the platform and really want to like pay for it too. And I'm not at a level like that. But there are people out there that just really want to like just like do this for me. And they leave it at that. You know what I mean?
Yeah, they want it's like a give or take. Like, oh, do this for me, and I might do this for you later on. But it's like, fuck you. Like, you know what I mean? Like, I can do that shit on my own. Like, I'm gonna get there too. And I hate how people try to treat it like that. Like, you're gonna need me type shit. It's like, well, you're gonna need me too. Like, you know what I mean? Like, it's honestly it's a clash of egos. You know what I mean? If egos.
Yeah. For sure.
Didn't exist, I think a lot of great things would happen. A lot of great things would happen. But a lot of people, they're like, you know, a lot of people in this shit is just not team players, man. Like, and you just gotta work through that. I think that's what, like, your faith system, your belief system comes in, kicking and play. Like, you know, how long you been doing this?
I actually been interviewing people for like a couple years, but it's been very inconsistent up until recently. You know what I mean? I'm not gonna front for anybody.
Yeah.
But like, I met a lot of good names out there and stuff. Like, I've encountered so many people. Like my very first interview I did, I ran into ASAP Rocky just by cross and pass. You know what I mean? So like, after like that night, I was like, okay, like anything's possible. You know what I'm saying? And so.
Yeah.
You know, and it took me a long time to actually really get comfortable speaking like on record. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. Because that shit. Hey, being able to do this is a skill. Like, it's like it really is a skill. A lot of people don't understand that shit too. It took a while for me to be able to talk to people like this in a manner. You know what I mean? Because I didn't know how to do that. Like, I would be like super shy, super quiet. You know what I mean? Like, having panic attacks, and I just didn't know how to do it. You know what I mean? Like, so like, I get that. That's tight as hell that you like you honest like that. You know what I mean? To be able to talk like that. Cause
I mean, like, if you look into my channel, man, like you'll see like progression, and then you'll see like differences like in almost everything I did. So that's why when they started doing this quarantine stuff, what's it called? Like, you can tell from like the first interview I did, I kept saying like and so much that it was very bothersome now. So it took me a long time to really get comfortable as it is now. So, you know.
Yeah. That's with anything. It's just shit. That's tight. I'm like, now that I know, like, I'm gonna be super in tune. You know what I mean? Like, and I like that. Like, I like when I meet people and shit, and then like I just see them progress as time goes. Like, you know what I mean? Cause like, damn, like I remember. You know what I mean? It's just cool to watch. It's just cool to watch other dreamers go for their shit, man. Like, I'll tell you, I've been doing this since like 2010. Like, and you meet so many people, you see who comes and goes, who stays, who is just doing it for the moment, whatever. Like, you know, you see all of that shit, man. Like, you see all of it, bro. Like, and I'm just like, I'm at a point where I'm like, all right, when is it my turn? Because I'm about to snap. Like, I'm about to snap. Like, but I think that's good for the art though, because the more frustrated I get, the better the music is. Like, the better the music is. So I appreciate the journey. I'm learning to appreciate the journey. I'm not gonna sit up here and cap to you.
No. It's understandable, man. I mean, shit. There's been times where I'm like, fuck, dude, I'm wasting my fucking time doing this shit. I'm not getting nothing out of it. I'm not learning shit.
Though, like, you know what I mean? A lot of people can't admit that shit to themselves, though. But if you stay consistent and keep doing your shit, I guarantee it's gonna pop for you. Because a lot of people, like, come on, man, a lot of people love to have platforms like this where they can talk to people. You know, and you know, like the people. You ever watch like interviews with your favorite artist and or an artist you really don't fuck with, but once you see them talk like an interview, like, oh, I fuck with this person, like,
yeah,
it's actually cooler than I thought he was. You know what I mean? So that you're appreciated. You know what I mean? So you come on, fam, just keep that shit going. This shit go pop.
No, yeah, for sure. I mean, like personally to me, like everybody that's the cool thing about not being in the radio business or even being signed under a podcast company, but it's like I could interview whoever the fuck I want and speak about anything I want, and I don't have to like put on a gimmick for nobody. You know what I mean? It's just like everything that's being said now is exactly what I would say to anybody. You know what I mean? And so that's why like anybody that I interview is like I can listen to their music on my own time if I really wanted to. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And so like I have confidence in almost everybody, and with everybody. That sounds like an asshole thing, but yeah, I have confidence in everybody that I interviewed. It just takes a matter of just people recognizing it or just them pushing themselves hard enough. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So,
you
know, so let's I'm gonna ask this a quick side question. So I know you said you met Truth through like Randall and stuff, but like, you know, do you guys ever like think about like collaborating together at all?
No, I literally just know him through the homie. Like I've never even met him in person. I don't believe.
Oh shit.
I don't think.
Dude,
yeah, I
dude's
don't.
ill.
Like,
yeah, no, Truth.
I just know that he came from him. Like, because I seen Randall like speak to Truth a lot, so that's all. Like, okay, yeah, that's his homie.
Yeah,
so I didn't, you know what I mean.
You see that scope his music out, man. That dude has talent for sure.
Okay, then I didn't even see like I knew he rapped. I don't think I've heard his music though. I don't think I've ever heard him. Well, fuck, I don't know. I don't think I think maybe Randall has showed me, but I'm thinking of. Is he white? No, he's not white, is he?
I don't think he's white, but he's definitely not black. I'll say that.
Okay, yeah, okay. I may have heard him. I may have heard him spit something on Randall's track. I'm not sure if that's the same guy though. I'm not sure, but
possibly.
I'm definitely gonna check him. I'm gonna check him out once we get done with this call. I'm definitely check his music out.
Yeah, hands down, man. I'm pretty sure that's gonna be a great collaboration. You know, so I do want to kind of get into like a track that you made like about almost 2 years ago or so. God Forgive Me. You know, I really like that track a lot. I mean,
what song?
God Forgive Me.
Oh, word. Yeah. Oh, damn. Thank you.
Yeah, even the video for it was pretty cool too.
Thank you. And the homie, what's Nico shot that? He's like from your city, I believe. You're from Lamarada, right?
Yeah, that sounds very familiar actually.
Nico Tragedy. Tragic Visions.
Fuck, man, I really feel like I know who it is.
Yeah. He came from Randall as well. I know him through Randall. So,
yeah. No, there's a lot of cool ass people in Lamarada, man. There's a lot of shady people in there too, but there's a lot of cool ass people.
Yeah, y'all, for the most part, like I've been seeing a lot more of y'all city through Randall and shit because you know he does music too, so like he be showing me y'all scene and shit like that, and I'm like, okay, cool. You know what I mean? Like that's tight. I like cities like that where people don't really know too much about it, but it's like it's some talent coming out of there. You know what I mean? 'Cause I'm from a city where it's like not a lot of people know where that's at. Like I'm from Hawthorne. Where's that at? I'm from LA. You know what I mean? Like it's like I'm from LA, bro. Like fuck. You know what I mean? But I hate that shit though. Like I hate having to do that. Like it's like no, I'm from Hawthorne.
Yeah, that's why when some people when I used to live in Lamarada, people would like tell you like, well, where's that at? I'm like, well, just the border of LA, Orange County, basically. So you get like the perfect mixture between the two, and it's like whatever. Like me, like I'm an IE guy. I was born in Whittier, but I did most of my growing up in Fontana, and then I moved to Lamarada.
Oh, word. Okay.
Yeah.
You're like an IE person.
Yeah, pretty much, man. I mean, like I'm out in Marietta now since quarantine.
Oh, word, bro.
Yeah, man. I'm always on the move. But yeah, man. Like I said, I'm used to. I've never been out of SoCal really. Vegas is like playground, so it don't really matter. But I've been a SoCal dude my whole life.
Okay, word. I used to stay in Paris.
Oh shit. Okay, not far from here. Yeah.
Yeah, that's what I was like, Marietta. Okay. Yeah. I used to stay in Paris for a little bit. Yeah, that's crazy. You like it out there?
I find more comfort in the Inland Empire for sure. I think it's just because of the weather and maybe like the scenery. You know what I'm saying?
Quiet. It's definitely quiet out there.
To an extent, depends on where you're at.
Bro,
It depends on where you're at.
It's because when you're raised in the city, like, bro, like, you know. But well, I do appreciate. It does has it's quiet and like it is like one of those getaway places. You know what I mean? Like, it definitely focus more when I'm out back that way than.
Yeah, hands down. But like in Fontana, man, like it was definitely not quiet in Fontana. I'll say that much growing up. But I don't know how it is now. But I like it out here. The scenery, the mountains are not far from here. So if you ever want to get some fresh air, not that far to drive.
Yeah. Marietta's actually a nice fucking city.
You see stars out here. That's my favorite part. You see stars.
Yeah. Temecula too. Like those two cities are really nice.
Yeah, pretty much, man. Shit.
Those are super nice, yeah.
So I'm sorry, man. So back to the music, man.
Just do your thing, man.
Yeah. No, I've been drinking, so that's another reason why I'm like I'm just everywhere with my shit. But but so when it comes to your writing process, man, like what kind of rituals do you kind of do to kind of get in the mood?
I'm gonna tell you like this. I haven't wrote lyrics or songs in 6 years, bro. Like I literally write that shit all in my head. I swear to God, like. If you've ever been in the studio with me, bro, you will see this shit firsthand, bro. Like, I just listen to the beat, and I'll, like, get 4 bars in my head, and then I'll just go from there. And then, like, I'll just keep recording until, like, I got, like, the best take. Like, until, like, because I, like, what made me stop writing music is, I got annoyed with reading the paper or reading the phone, bro. Like, it made me feel like it wasn't real. You know, like it wasn't the real energy. So I haven't done that shit, like, in a long time, bro. Like, every project that I've put out since 2014 has not been written. It's been just me off the dome. Like, I went in the studio, like, 2 nights ago, and, I think the homies that was there, I think they thought, like, I was capping, like, you know what I mean? Like, oh, this nigga doesn't write. But they saw me within 10 to 15 minutes listen to the beat firsthand, leave my phone on the charger, and go in and go, you know what I mean? And it was like, wow, like, you know what I mean? Well, I didn't get the wows. I got the quiet hate type shit. But it was like, yo, like, this is what I do. Like, you know what I mean? I really rap, bro. Like, I really fucking rap. Like, I am an artist for real, bro. Like, this shit is not, like, this shit is, it comes natural for me, bro. Like, and that's, I feel like that's just because I was a kid, bro. Like, I used to record on a tape recorder to get used to my voice. Like, now I'm just so comfortable. Like, before I used to be shy to rap in front of people. Now I'm just like, man, I'll rap in front of it. Like, I don't give a fuck who you is. Like, you know what I mean? I just got to that point, but I don't write. I just listen to, I like to smoke weed to the beat. Definitely smoke weed, listen to the track, listen to the beat, smoke, and just play around with melodies and shit. That's how I songwrite. I don't physically write no more. That shit, writing unless. But I read somewhere somebody said, or it was Erykah Badu. She said there's power in spelling. It's a spell when you you know what I mean. So when you say it, you. Yeah. I was like,
Erykah Badu and Daylight spoke on it. They pretty much like said how I'm sorry, 1 second. Okay. No, but like they would have like this thing where, you know, if what rhymes a verse? Curse. You know, and how do you put words together is by spelling. It's a spell. It's like you're playing witchcraft. So you have to be careful with the words that you spell out because, you know, it does cause a reaction for life. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. And when I heard that, I was like, damn, that was crazy. Like, so like it kind of did make me want to go back to like physically writing, but once I did try, like, bro, it's just like, no, this is not it. It's not for me no more, bro. It's like, nah, I'm cool. Like, I prefer like people to get my emotions right then and there, like exactly. That's how I like to record music. Like, I don't even like to. Like, I've been in the studio for 12-hour sessions for like a week, like every day, 12-hour session, and being in there and just pumping out songs, like just recording just to record. There's no emotional attachment to the tracks. It's just me rapping on shit, coming up with hooks and shit like that, and it sounds tight, don't get me wrong, the tracks sound nice, but to me it's like, no, this shit is trash, because I don't feel that way. I don't feel like that right now. I don't, like, you know what I mean? It's just, I need to be emotionally attached to the track before it gets to the people. Like, that's just how I've always been with music. I just don't like to give you, like, fast food.
Mm-hmm. Oh, yeah.
You know what I mean? And, I know a lot of people be concerned with that, bro. Like, I know, like, oh, you have 82 followers on Twitter. Like, I don't give a shit about none of that. Like, I don't care about, being quote-unquote relevant, you know what I mean? Because I feel like at the end of the day, like, my spirit, like me as a person, wherever I go, that's the currency, you know what I mean?
Well,
that's
I mean, you do make streams on your music, that's for sure.
What?
Oh, sorry. I said that you do streams, that you make numbers on your streams, that I've seen.
Yeah, you know, but like, and I am appreciative for that too, you know what I mean? Like, but like when it comes to like being a character or doing, to stay in the loop, I'm just not with that shit. I'm just like, man, I know, I guess what I'm trying to say is like, I know a lot of people to where I can stay in the loop without being in the circus. That makes sense.
Yeah, no, I feel you. I mean, like, for myself, like, this whole podcasting I'm doing, I'm not doing it for fame. I just want to make a living. Like, I'm using this as a platform to lead me to other opportunities to make a living off music. You know what I mean?
So what is your passion?
No, I'm making conversation and giving platforms for up and coming artists or even artists that I personally feel need more recognition is what I want to do. But I want to also do more than just podcasting. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So that's why, like, you know, like, whether it's what they call it, like working for a label or just songwriting or just anything like that, I know I have talent and skill in, then I'm gonna do it. But like, I'm using this as a platform to gain some recognition from it. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But
Of course.
I don't see myself stopping. I don't see myself stopping this whole podcast for many years. So.
Yeah. No, I don't think you should either. But I do feel you want to branch out. I used to film people's music videos and edit them and shit like that to get in the door.
See?
Like, but that shit wasn't my passion. That shit, like, I think, this shit, it just wasn't my passion. Like, I know how to do it, but it just wasn't, like, music is my thing. Like, I love to create music, you know what I mean? So,
yeah.
I just went with that, like, just, okay, fuck it. But I get you on that, like, whatever, like, can get you in the door to where you can branch out and do, like, more things, like, you know, to expand. Like, I'm all for that shit. Like, I understand that.
Yeah.
100%, you know? For
sure, man. So, this is the thing I do on the show. What's it called? It's like, you know, with this whole quarantine going on right now, let's just say this thing gets extended out for the rest of the year, all right? And Wi-Fi fucks up for some reason, including the streaming services. So now you only have 3 options to listen to for the rest of the year. Like 3 artists or bands or singers or DJs, whatever, for the rest of the year. Who you rocking with?
3? Only 3?
Yeah, but it also includes like features and production that they've worked on, and yeah, I get technical with this shit.
Okay, so they could be features and all that shit too?
Yeah, so like let's just like paraphrase and let's say that you choose Drake. That means that like you get all the songs that Drake's featured on as well.
Oh yeah,
songwriting.
Yeah, we could definitely put Drake in there because I like Drake. Drake is definitely like one of them guys that like the rappers or artists.
Yeah.
A lot of people wouldn't put him in the top 5. I think I would put him in my top 10.
Okay.
I think I definitely would, but Drake, Michael Jackson.
Fire.
Shit.
Drake, Michael.
For the rest of my life, or for the rest of the quarantine.
Yeah, so the rest of 2020, basically.
Oh, okay, Drake, Michael Jackson. Fuck.
See, now this is why I love this question. It always gets people really thinking about the shit. It's like, fuck.
Yeah, because I don't want to, I don't want to just say some shit just for the sake of saying it. So. Fuck. Damn, I really don't know. I genuinely don't know.
For a second, I thought you were gonna be like DMX or like 50 or Game.
Nah.
Yeah,
No, because Like DMX is one of my he's the rapper that made me like rap, but just listening to solely him, like nah.
I can understand though.
Drake, Michael Jackson, and I'm gonna go with who makes albums that I could just really listen. Fuck it, I'm gonna say not Kanye. I'm gonna say Kanye because
he has some good production. Because with that you also have like a Nas project. You got a Push It project. Taylor.
Yeah. I'm gonna say Kanye because he does have a lot more shit that I can like. Yeah. I'm gonna say Kanye. I didn't like his last 2 projects, but yeah, I fuck with Kanye.
I feel you on that, man. So what's it called? So 2025, man. What do you see yourself at?
Shit, 2025.
Mm-hmm.
Shit, I want to say even 2021, like, you know what I mean? Like, I really see, like, myself as far as, like, 2025, I see myself being so much bigger than I've ever imagined it. You know what I mean? Like, bigger than my wildest dreams, like... I see myself more than just an artist. I feel like I see myself as like a fucking star, bro. Like a star. Like I'm in movies at this point. You know what I mean? Like I'm like doing so much shit that it's just like, damn. Like I remember when I was in LA catching the fucking bus. You know what I mean? I feel like I want to. By that time, I want to be able to win an award for like best new artist, best rap video. Best hip hop album. I want to be like I really want to star in a movie, like a big movie, but I want to be like the main character. You know what I mean? Like I really want to display like my acting abilities. Like I want to, like, you know what I mean? Like that is something like I just want to do. Like I really want to, and I want to get into voiceovers as far as like cartoons. Like I view myself as a cartoon character, so I definitely want to do shit like that. Like I love cartoons, so I would love to do that. I definitely want to direct a movie. Like I want to direct like a hood film, but like a hood film like but a big film, not no low budget shit. I'm talking like a big ass film with some like good actors and shit like that. Cause I have like this mind like that just goes to places that I just like I can't get these ideas off. But if I can do it in a movie, I can for sure like just trip people the fuck out. Like what? Who thinks of shit like that? Like you know what I mean? Like so, I definitely want to star in a movie. And I definitely want to direct a movie. And I see like by 2025, I really see myself just being like a big ass star. Like it's going to be crazy. I can't tell you how, but I know that. You know what I mean? Like, I know that just off of the way shit is going right now, or like the way it's leading up, that's what I feel like, bro. I really feel like that. Like, when people always ask me this 5-year questions and shit, and like, before I never knew what the fuck to say. You know what I mean? I never knew what to say because it was like a doubt. It was unsure. Like, it was uncertainties. But now it's like, nah. You know what I mean? Like, I'm really going to be that. You know what I mean? And I'm just... Everything that I've dealt with and gone through has shown me that. Like, I'm going to be okay, man. Like,
I mean, I never really had someone respond saying that they want to be, directing movies and such. Me, I would like to direct a porno. I think that would be pretty tight.
Yeah.
Yeah, hell yeah. You know what I mean? Like, real shit, I think that would be pretty tight. Imagine, like young M.A. doing that shit. Fucking DJ Yella doing that shit.
Tiger was doing it.
Tiger did it. Yeah, that make it nasty video was like somewhat of a porno.
Yes,
that shit was pretty tight.
Yes, sir. Yes, he did.
For sure,
yeah,
man.
Like and that's out of the box shit that people just don't. You know what I mean? Like,
yeah.
I don't know. Like, we could definitely do it. Like, and I really see myself being a star in a hit movie, and I see myself directing a big ass movie, bro. Like, and I also want to fucking I want to write Disney songs for like children's movies, like cartoons, like fucking like a Toy Story, like but I want it to be hidden. I don't want to, like, you know what I mean? I want it to, like, I know I did it. You know, it's gonna go by my real name. I don't want it to be Skoolie 300, like, cause you know what I mean? Cause but I just want to do that because like I listen to a lot of music, bro. Like, a lot of different genres, I don't just stay and rap. So it's like, bro, like my songwriting shit is like, yeah, I want to do that. If Pusha T can make the jingle for McDonald's, like, bro, like, come on, why can't I do some shit with Pixar?
That's
you know what I mean?
Man.
Why can't I do some shit with Disney? So I would like, yeah, like 2025, I definitely see myself doing shit that I saw in my dreams are just bigger than life itself, bro. Like, and that shit's kind of scary.
Yeah.
But I mean, you can't be scared.
So, I'm actually gonna like ask like a controversial question, just because I don't know how it can like come up or nothing like that. But you know, like, but I've been seeing, because of this whole, you know, thing going on with the police. You know, I've been seeing a lot of posts that are saying how, like, you know, like, if for my non-black friends that's not saying a single word about this thing, like, we see where you stand and such, you know what I'm saying? And, you know, I kind of want to get like your take on that kind of phrase, you know what I mean? And like see where your mind's at with that.
Yeah, because it's like, bro, like, for people that's not black, bro, like, it's one of those things where it's like everybody loves our culture, bro. Like, they follow it, they mimic it, they love us, bro. And I'm not trying to be on some fucking black power egotistical shit. I'm just saying these are facts, bro. Like, and if you got like, and I don't mean you guys, I'm saying like if people really fuck with us, speak. Just speak, because if you don't, it's just like, yo, bro, you being quiet, I'm not about to fuck with you. Like, I'm not, because it's like, bro, like, this shit happens too often. Like, it's not one of those things where we could just be quiet about. Like, I low-key got mad because I went to Kylie's Twitter to see if she said anything about what's going on, you know, and she didn't say shit. But I went to her Instagram and she did say something. She quoted MLK or some shit like that. But 8 hours ago, she tweeted some shit about, like, oh, you shouldn't, some shit about her bank account, like, you shouldn't worry about her money. I'm like, that's what you had to say for today? Like,
yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, you talking about your money was more important than just, you know, and shout out to David Dobrik, because he fucking, you know what I'm saying? He put up his badge, you know what I mean? Which is like, that's what we want. We want to feel like people really fuck with us, not just when it's convenient for them, man. Like, I don't like that shit, bro. Like, because they make a lot of money from us, you know what I mean? Just it's a lot, bro, and it sucks, bro. Like, if you don't understand the fear that we get. Like, when a police get behind me, bro, like, I get scared for my life, because I don't know what's going to happen to me, bro. That's the realest shit. Like, my homie's Korean, and he was freaking out because I was like, yo, the cops is behind us. And he's like, yo, is that shit really real? Like, you guys are really... I'm like, the fuck do you mean? Like, what do you mean? Like, you know what I mean? But I understand that, you know, people just don't get it.
Yeah, I
mean,
just
like, don't understand.
I mean,
and people just look at it like, yo, I can't, like, I'm down if I do down, but it's like, yo, if you just speak or just show us that you fuck with us, then we cool with you.
Yeah,
you know what I mean? But if you're quiet, it's like, that shit ain't cool. It's not. It ain't cool.
Yeah, I mean, like, as for myself, man, like, I've been disgusted with this thing since, like, the first video surfaced, you know what I mean, and everything that's came along after that. I'm just, like, for me personally, because, like, yeah, you know, I you know, post stuff on social media, but I'm also one of those people that's, like, I don't like to post, like, certain things just because, like, I'll retweet a fuck ton of stuff, and I've been retweeting things since, like, this whole thing's happened. And, you know, like, seeing that kind of phrase come up, because I personally didn't say word for word certain things about it, I don't want, like, you know, it's like one of those things where it's like, because people are saying, like, hey, for those that haven't said a word, we see you. And it's like, I mean, like, I'm totally with you guys. I don't agree with anything like that. I mean, like, I mentioned something before, like, a little bit after those posts started coming up, not because of that. It just happens. So that's why I'm just like, you know, like, one of those people that's like, you know, all about it and have zero problem with anybody doing anything that they're doing with it. I mean, it's just, yeah, I just, me coming from, like, a non-black position, you know, and just trying to have an understanding of that part, you know what I mean?
Yeah, it's just, how we see it is like, you know, if you fuck with black people, talk, man, speak, because that shit goes a long way, man. It may not seem as like a light gesture, but it's like, bro, like, we need to see that shit because, you know, if we feel like it's everybody against us, bro, like on some real shit, like, and it's like, yo, like, I love to see my white homies, my Mexican homies, Asian homies. I love to see them niggas like going hard for us. It's like, yeah, my nigga, we need that. We need that for real. We really need that, like, because a lot of people just don't like, you know, they'll ignore it. They won't give a fuck, and it's like, nah, like, and I'm glad like people are speaking up, like, and put like, I'm not even gonna lie, like, this is the only. But I think, you know, I don't care what the reason is, but this is the only time that a person was killed by the police and everybody is, like, on board. You know what I mean? So that shit is tight to see. Like, you know, like, I'm like, damn, like, okay, maybe that's because everybody has to be in the
either way,
house.
you can't find anything to argue against it. It's just like, it's just common sense.
This was like, yeah. And I'm glad, you know, I'm kind of glad it happened in the midst of the pandemic because it's like, yo, we need this shit. We need to. I think the government needs to see that we can work together. You know what I mean?
Sure.
And that's gonna strike fear in them to like, damn, you see this nigga Donald Trump was talking about threatening to shut the fucking Twitter down and shit like that. But that's just showing you how woke people are getting, bro. Mm-hmm. And that shit is tight.
Shit, man.
Like, I like that.
We can have a whole nother fucking conversation about the government shit, but like, you know, definitely don't want to be doing that right now. Shit. But what's it called? Fuck, man, I totally lost the question I was gonna ask about this. God damn it. I don't know, man. It's just like, it's just never. I try to keep my podcast like positive and shit, but you know, sometimes it's like, you can't just like turn your head on shit, and you kind of do have to like announce it. Like this interview's not gonna come out for like another month, so that's why it's like, like, I don't know. Hopefully all this thing like dies out and we get some kind of progress out of it. So when people look back at this interview, they're just like not thinking like, damn, they're barely talking about this now. And it's like, well, you know, it's just timing of the release.
Yeah. Timing is everything. You know what I mean? Like it's and plus I wouldn't even feel right promoting some shit like right now, like saying music drop, I wouldn't even feel right. You know what I mean? Because it's like, bro, like this shit is bigger than us.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like it's bigger than us, bro. Like, and I think like right now with all this shit, like I see like people like trying to promote their shit and get it off, and like I get it, but it's like, bro, like right now it's just like.
It's like one of those people that's like, oh, well, all lives matter, not only Black lives matter, it's all lives. Well, first off, right now is not that time to talk about that.
Exactly. You know what I mean? This is not the time.
I'm with you on that for sure. Damn, man. Well, we didn't even do the introduction, but you know, I don't have an outro for this podcast. But you know, I do go by Tony Oddball. You know, this is an odd conversation with a very special guest.
Skoolie 300 from Hawthorne, California.
There you are, man. You know, I appreciate your time, man. Shit's really tight.
Yeah.
Really appreciate that,
man.
man.
I appreciate you having me. Like, real shit, man.
Hands down.